What's going on, YouTube? It's Kevin from KTMusicGroup bringing you another reaction video. All right, it's BTS Thursday. It's actually late Thursday. The past few days, I've been under the weather. I mean, it's been rough. I'll just leave it at that. And, so I've been taking some medicine. My sister brought me some medicine. So she said, you got to get better so you can do BTS Thursday. So thank you, Shelby, for the medicine. All right. I feel a lot different, a lot better than I did 12 hours ago. All right. So the video we're getting into is called "This Is BTS Introduction to BTS xCeleste." All right. So we're gonna get right into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Click the notification bell so you know every time I drop a new video. Check out the merch. Leave a reaction request. Yeah, and there's been multiple requests for this reaction, and I can't remember who did it right now. So, but I'm gonna give them give the people what they want, right? All right. So enough of that. And I also want to remind you that I'm doing smooth jazz funk reactions over at WKMrecords.com official channel. The link is in the description, featuring new releases from Jimmy B, Kerry Wilkins, and R&B from Jada Anise. All right, and we're back. So we're gonna get into introduction to BTS xCeleste, and I'm gonna react to that. Got the captions on and everything. All right, so let's do it.
How many of you have heard of BTS?
Who is BTS and why are they so popular? BTS is a 7-member group from South Korea. While the words boy band are often associated with the image of screaming teen girls, that is far from reality. First, there's nothing wrong with being a young person showing love for something you enjoy. But what if I told you about 24% are in their 20s, 28% are in their 30s, and 21% are in their 40s. Take a closer look at this age and gender demographic for BTS's 2020 Map of the Soul ticket sales. Females ages 25 and up made 46% of web traffic, and 31% were males. BTS's fans, named ARMY, will often tell you BTS is not your typical boy band. And why? To get a better understanding, let us go back to the beginning. BTS was created by Big Hit Entertainment, whose mission statement is music and artist for healing. The company, and namely their CEO, Bang Si-hyuk, wanted BTS to be sincere and genuine figures that people could easily relate to.
Yeah, that CEO, that I think he was the one that they started off as to the best of my memory, they started off as originally just a rap group with 3 members. Then he added the 4 singers, and he also created a way for them to be solo artists within the group without dismantling the group. So that dude was a genius the way he put them together, and they've been together, longer than many groups with more than 3 members. All right, let's keep going.
And grow with. Not immaculate idols groomed amid studio culture, but real boys who shared their authentic personalities and talents with the world. Which is why BTS stands for 방탄소년단, Korean for Bulletproof Boy Scouts. Bangtan meaning to be resistant to bullets, so it means to block out stereotypes, criticisms, and expectations that are aimed at adolescents like bullets.
They got a lot of everything that BTS has done, the lyrics in their music has had, much thought behind it. You know, they don't do everything they do has a purpose, and you know it's almost a story behind everything they do. All right, they don't do anything just for record sales or for attention. They do that, but it also has if it doesn't have meaning and it means something to the group, I don't think that they would do it. All right, let's keep going.
To preserve the value and ideals of today's adolescents. In 2017, BTS rebranded their name and logo representing their growth and maturity, extending the meaning to beyond the scene. The new door-inspired logo symbolizes youth who don't settle for their current reality and instead open the door and go forward to achieve growth. BTS debuted on June 12, 2013 with 7 members: RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. All 7 members came from different parts of Korea. So at first, living together in a small apartment was a challenge. Their CEO, Bang Si-hyuk, created a method for the boys whenever they got into an argument.
일단 싸워도 된다. 싸움을 두려워하기 때문에 우리 갈등이 커지는 거다라고 가리키고요. 그 다음에 마지막으로는 단 해결은 7이 같이 하는 거다. 싸움은 둘이 해도 해결은 7명이 같이 해라. 하기 너무 창피한 걸로 싸움을 해도 결국 같이 와서 저희가 이런 문제를 갖고 둘이 싸웠는데 이렇게 해서 이렇게 해결했습니다라고 얘기를 하고, 그런 부분들이 이 팀의 친화력을 혹은 시너지를 강하게 만들고 있지 않나 이렇게 생각됩니다.
Over the years, the boys have
That's a genius concept right there. Where he created, they put him in an apartment, created an atmosphere for them to settle disputes. And you know, they didn't just ramp. One person is not going to just wreck the whole group and be a problem. I hate to say it, we saw some of that with New Edition back in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, well, I want to say late 80s. No, early 90s too. So anyway, the BTS, the CEO of Big Hit, created like a fail-safe system or situation where they could settle their arguments, disagreements, and all 7 members had to be involved. All right, so there wasn't no individual beef. Smart. That was a smart move. Let's go.
to love each other despite their difference in personalities, to the point where they'd feel incomplete with one member missing. They became each other's strength and support and formed a brotherhood.
뭔가 내 머릿속에는 옆에 멤버들이 있어야 뭔가 자연스러워. 그러니까 뭔가 내 핸드폰이나 지갑처럼 없으면 불안한 그런 것들 있잖아.
그죠. 소중하다 못해 없으면 안 될 사람들이긴 하죠. 왜냐면은 넘어져도 저 혼자 일어나는 게 아니라 그냥 같이 일어난 거니까.
좀 생각을 해보면 이런 7명이 어떻게 모였을까라는 생각이 들어요. 이제는. 네. 오래 지냈다고 해서 될 문제는 아니에요. 어떻게 보면은 운명인 것 같아요. 네. 되게 유치하지만 그냥 운명이었던 거예요, 이거는. 네.
Feels weird picking it up.
Commercial Kings.
The legacy of
Their climb to the top may seem sudden to those who didn't follow their journey, but it was far from a walk in the park. BTS's company, Big Hit Entertainment, started off small and faced numerous hardships, even coming close to bankruptcy. Since Big Hit wasn't a large company at that time, they lacked the resources for promoting BTS. Even getting the chance to debut was a fluke. Their debut performance opportunity came about because a music show needed a filler for someone else's spot. Even after they debuted, their performances would often get cut. And if they did make it on air, their screen time was very short since Big Hit didn't have the power or influence bigger companies had over broadcasts.
Now, how do you? I'm anxious to see how did they overcome that? Because everything starts off small. Even what's his name? The founder of the Apple Corporation. You know, I'm using a MacBook Pro right now, and I have an iPhone, for example. But that began in a garage. So everybody starts off small. And how do you the hard part is how do you go from being small and cross all those barriers? You got multi-million-dollar companies when your company might not even be worth 10,000, but you're competing with those companies. All right, like big record labels and all that. So Big Hit figured something out. So I'm anxious to see what they figured out. All right, let's keep going.
Since they were often not invited to a lot of big variety shows, the company found their own way to communicate with their audience through platforms such as YouTube. By vlogging their journey, they allowed us to discover their personalities.
YouTube.
They also created their own variety shows and often live streamed with.
And I mean, YouTube, the internet overall, but YouTube specifically, I refer to as YouTube University, because you can learn almost anything that you can learn online. You can learn it by watching YouTube videos. I don't care if it's how to cook, how to play an instrument, how to do any number of things. And YouTube and the internet has been the great equalizer. Back in the 70s, 60s, 80s, if you didn't have that big corporation, that record label pushing you, it was a wrap, because there was no way to meet there was no other way to meet your fans. All right, and YouTube and the internet has leveled the playing field, and that contributed to how BTS started gaining attention by going directly to the fans. Smart move. Let's keep going.
Fans. They honed their crafts for hours on end, practicing in the dance studio and producing music, returning home at dawn to all sleep in one bedroom. 2 years of hard work and not knowing where they'd end up, they finally won their first music show award. Yet, as they grew in popularity, they were falsely accused of sajegi, which is when a company buys their own artist albums to boost sales for the charts.
Oh, wow.
That's because people couldn't believe a group from a small company was selling well, ignoring the fact that a small company wouldn't have the resources to pull off such a scam. These were just a few of their hardships and struggles. I created a separate video highlighting their past hardships. I'll link that in my description box. Throughout the years, BTS were able to reach impressive milestones while continuing to sing in Korean. They shattered cultural language barriers with music and attracted an international audience. They grew organically by staying true to themselves while building a genuine connection with their fans from around the world. During an era where streaming numbers have gone up and traditional album sales have gone down, BTS has become an industry anomaly. Their latest album, Map of the Soul 7, released February 21, 2020, is the best-selling physical album of the year, and they sold over 500,000 copies in just the United States alone. The biggest kicker? Well, BTS did this without a single bundle. And what does bundle mean? Artists would bundle merchandise or concert tickets with the album's sales. For example, a copy of an artist's album, digital or physical, would be included in every t-shirt sale or ticket sold for their concert. These sales would count towards charting numbers and become an industry-wide tactic in the US to help boost sales figures and in effect climb up the Billboard charts. In a 2019 New York Times article, they said about half the 39 titles that topped the charts last year were sold as part of ticket or merchandise bundles. Without the help of bundles and driven by the power of ARMYs alone, BTS were able to beat a lot of historic records, such as Michael Jackson's 36-year record and the Beatles' 22-year record.
Oh, I gotta pause this. I gotta read this. All right, we got the Beatles' 22-year record as the fastest group with the most #1 albums. Adele's 5-year record, the most #1s on iTunes. Michael Jackson's 36-year record, the first foreigner artist to top #1 Oricon, or is that 10? I can't tell. such a big space in between the 1 and the 0. That must be Oregon. I don't know. It's top number 10. Celine Dion's 24-year record with 1 million pre-orders in Japan. All right. Yeah, so BTS beat those records? All right, BTS. Let's keep going.
While these musical acts are famous around the world, Suga has said it's a great honor to be called the Beatles of the 21st century. At the same time, it's a bit pressuring to be called that. We are BTS. We want to be the BTS of the 21st century. The members themselves have always been involved in their music and engaged with their fans.
I like that. That was very intelligent. You know, yeah, because you never want to try to fill somebody else's shoes, and that was well put by Suga, I believe. They just want to be the BTS of the 21st century. They don't want to be the Beatles of the 21st century. Like I said, it's okay to mention that as a frame of reference, but you know, BTS is BTS, and the Beatles are the Beatles. Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson. All right, let's keep going.
Even before they officially debuted, from their debut album Too Cool for School in 2013 to their most recent Map of the Soul 7, all 7 members have contributed as either writers and or producers on every album. All of BTS are associate members of the Korea Music Copyright Association. And as of August 2020, J-Hope.
I know back in the 70s, that was a big deal. A lot of artists weren't given permission to write their own music. There had to be outside songwriters, outside producers. And Big Hit was smart by including them in on everything, them being a small company. And look how well it's paid off. All right, let's keep going.
Suga and RM were all promoted to full members of the association. They even create music that's released for free on SoundCloud as gifts to their fans. Much of their work touches on subjects like mental health, youth and female empowerment, child abuse, cyberbullying, self-love and development, and socioeconomic injustices. Much of their work is also inspired by past writers and thinkers. Their latest series, Map of the Soul, incorporates psychological concepts by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. BTS is not afraid to use their platform to amplify underrepresented voices and issues, taking numerous risks with their career while receiving backlash from people in power. BTS are also as charitable as they are talented. Throughout the years, members have been donating individually and as a group. BTS rarely publicize donations, so fans often find out about them if media organizations uncover the details. One of BTS's few public announcements was in November 2017 for their Love Myself campaign. They partnered with UNICEF to create a campaign aimed at protecting children and teenagers from around the world, with the hope of making the world a better place through music. BTS and their company, Big Hit Entertainment, pledged 500 million Korean won and donated 3% of the income from the sales of physical albums of the Love Yourself.
How much was that? 500? How much was that?
And donated
I missed it. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I want to see how much money that was.
With the hope of making the world a better place through music. BTS and their company, Big Hit Entertainment, pledged 500 million.
Okay, 500 million KRW is equivalent to $414,879.60. Okay. I just want to see that translate. It went by so fast I had to go back and look at it. Okay. Sales physical albums.
In Korean won.
I'm shocked
and
they're still
donated
selling
3% of the income from the sales of physical albums of the Love Yourself series, along with 6 other fundraising initiatives, including the Love Myself merchandise, where 100% of its proceeds were pledged to the cause. The Love Yourself series, which contained 3 albums total, sold over 7 million copies worldwide.
They're getting busy.
On September 24, 2018, BTS was invited to deliver a speech about the Love Myself campaign at the United Nations General Assembly. On January 15, 2020, Formula E announced their partnership.
So they're at the United Nations. So are they like ambassadors for South Korea or something like that? Let me know in the comments. I mean, are they official ambassadors? Because ambassador can be anybody that's speaking the goodwill and trying to increase relations with other countries. All right, and they have a big enough influence to do that for sure. All right, let's keep going.
With BTS to help combat climate change. On June 3rd, 2020, BTS tweeted their support for Black Lives Matter. A few days later, Variety reported that BTS and Big Hit Entertainment had donated $1 million to support the Black Lives Matter movement. When ARMYs got wind of the news, they matched their $1 million donation in one day.
When your happy
Come on,
place
man.
puts a smile on your face. Call or book online today.
Now, these are just a couple.
Now, this is what I've always wanted to know. How organized is ARMY? BTS donated $1 million, and then ARMY matched that and donated $1 million. I mean, does ARMY have a leader or a board of directors or something like that? I thought ARMY was just a fan, not just. I thought ARMY was the name of the fan club, but I didn't view it as an organization. Y'all let me know in the comments, because I'm not sure at this point. Let's keep going.
Of their acts of charity. With their socially conscious music, BTS created a new fandom culture that brings together fans from different national and racial identities. This led to the emergence of bilingual ARMY volunteers who translated BTS Korean lyrics and videos in their language almost real time, making the content immediately available to non-Korean speakers.
Okay.
We may all speak different languages, but their music and their message connected people from around the world with different ethnicities, background, gender, and age. BTS has also expressed their love and respect.
And the fact that I like the fact, and I think it's a genius move, another genius move, that instead of saying, I mean, BTS, you can be a BTS fan, so to speak, without being in ARMY, but ARMY is a way of identifying the fan base, and they actually have a name. Because I know in the comments, because BTS has been new to me for about the last, I want to say, 3 or 4 months, and ARMY is the name of the fan base, and people take pride in that. I remember, for example, there were somebody would leave a comment and say, yeah, I'm ARMY from Argentina, or that they were ARMY from Chile or something like that. So that ARMY gives the fan base an identity, and I think that was a brilliant move. All right, other groups just have fans. Like, I'm a fan of funk. I'm a fan of George Clinton. I guess unofficially Funketeers, but it's not organized. I think the ARMY is organized. All right, let's keep going.
For ARMY countless of times, such as always mentioning them first during speeches, responding to fans on their social media app Weverse, showing their appreciation for ARMY projects, halting rehearsals for the Muslim prayers in Saudi Arabia. The youngest member, Jungkook, even got the fandom name tattooed on his hand. Together with ARMY, they grew as individuals and as artists.
저는
굳이 영향력을 주는 거창한 것은 안 원하고 그냥 저희를 보는 분들이 행복하고 웃을 수 있다면 그걸로.
팬이란 게 진짜 뭘까 막 이런 생각을 가끔 많이 하거든요. 결국 그 사람들 때문에 저희가 무대에 서는 거라서
You perform it for the
가진
fans.
사람들을 위해서 노래를 하고 무대를 하는 거기 때문에 결국 우리는 그 사람들한테 진짜 감사해야 되고 무대 하나하나에 최선을 다해야 되고.
간단하게 얘기해서는 가수를 하고 있는 어떤 제일 중요한 이유인 것 같아요. 저는 뭐 방송 활동도 물론 싫지 않지만 진짜 콘서트는 그냥 제가 이 방탄소년단을
Concerts.
하고
There's
있는
nothing
이유가
like
맞나요?
live music. Look at that
참
statement.
다행히도 내가 원래 하고 싶었던 이 메시지 하고 싶었던 음악들을 하고 있어서 참 다행이라고 생각을 해요. 그러기 때문에 되게 그렇게 살고 있는 것 같아요. 긍정적인 에너지를 주죠.
일단 이 일을 좋아하는 거, 이 일을 사랑하고 너무 좋아하는 게 저에게 큰 영향을 주는 것 같아요.
Loving what you do. How
왜냐면
can
이
you
일을
be getting
하기
paid?
싫고
and loving
실증이
what
나고
you do?
하면은 무대 위에서도 나타나기 때문에 이 일을 굉장히 사랑하기 때문에 내가 무대 위에서 퍼포먼스를 할 수 있고 노래를 할 수 있는 것 같아요.
계속 와서 응원해주는 모습, 그리고 이렇게 저희를 진심으로 좋아해주는 그런 표정들, 힘들 때 그런 표정들이 저에게 더 힘을 주는 것 같아서.
저희를 알아봐 주신 여러분들이라면 여러분의 꿈이 아니더라도 여러분의 삶, 여러분의 인생의
And they've only been at this just for 8 years, since 2013, right? All right, let's keep going. And they've made this huge impact in 8 years.
언젠가 저희의 존재가, 저희의 음악이, 저희의 무대가, 저희의 사진, 영상이 여러분한테 아주 조금이라도 아픔이 100이라면 그 100을 99, 98, 97로 만들어줄 수 있다면 그걸로 저희의 존재의 가치는 충분합니다. 정말 사랑합니다.
Yeah, they thoughtful.
Their love for ARMY has also helped them decide on re-signing another 7-year contract with Big Hit Entertainment. They mentioned doing it for their fans and not for money. So, while people often discredit BTS's talent, likening their popularity to superficial aspects that come with the image of a boy band, it is their development of personalities and sincerity towards their art and their fans that made their fandom the size and reach that it has become. I hope people will come to realize that BTS is more than just their singing and their dancing skills. They're not just performers, but artists who have healed and inspired millions of people around the world. For a deeper dive into BTS, please refer to these websites, apps, and ARMY accounts to stay updated. We're also working on more video projects and a website, so stay tuned.
Purple Heart Project. xCeleste. Yep. All right. So that's Introduction to BTS by video editor xCeleste. Shout out to xCeleste. That's an excellent job breaking that down. This was released in 2020, last year. All right, good job, xCeleste. They're doing a great job. I have a better understanding now of how they're able to stay together and the freedom that Big Hit Entertainment has given to BTS. So, you know, that's a great thing. And I can't remember who said it. The young man just said, you know, if their pain is on 100, and by listening to a BTS song, or watching a video, or watching a concert, can lower that pain to 99, 98, or 97, then they feel like they did a good job for the people. And I believe them when they say that. I believe them. They most definitely love their fans. That, you know, I saw the evidence is obvious to me. All right. Great job, BTS. And thanks for that. Those of you who suggested it, thanks for that. And let's go and get out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, click the notification bell so you know every time I drop a new video. Check out the merch, leave a reaction request. And as I always like to say, good music is in the ear of the beholder. Great music is timeless. You already know BTS is timeless. And this video by xCeleste is excellent. It's 10 out of 10. It's pretty much a history lesson, a BTS history lesson is really what it is. All right, 10 out of 10, A+, 2 thumbs up. All right, y'all know what to do. Keep that BTS coming, keep that BTS coming. All right, till the next time, y'all take care. Peace.